Hello. Today I'm gonna explain my project and what I have used, what kind of visualization I have used, what kind of data I am using, and this is what I will show you today. So the first question is the visualization. So the visualization is the most part in any simulation, right? Because maybe sometimes after seeing the visualization only you can see that what kind of output will be there and you can compare both the images. So here for the corona tracker, the best suitable visualization would be the graphs to understand the rate changes according to the time. So graph can be easily be interpreted, right? So if you want to compare two different scenarios but for the same parameter, then you can compare it by even visualization directly, right? So you can also make some 3D graph which has some animation, make it more visualized to understand it for more than three parameters. I have also created some motion graphs which shows the infected people increasing day by days, and then after some time it starts reducing. So below are some graphical representation to understand the various virus spreading rate uh, with the time in situation of like 100% lockdown versus self isolation. So here in the left side I have shown the 100% lockdown. When the 100% lockdown is there, you can see that red line, so it is continuous. So people affecting is like continuous, right? And then the curve is showing little bit of increasing, but it is not that high. Okay. And in the worst scenario, the self isolation, in the self isolation first it shows no, not that much high change, but and after some point the red thing you can see that so many affected people are there. So people are not taking that thing seriously, you can say that. And only we can see the difference that which scenario helped to most to reduce the virus spread impact. Second is the mechanism or tool to be used. So most of the sources for collecting data or government website which are truthworthy, I am using that. So after collecting the data, I am producing some graph and doing some analysis to visualization. So for that I have used Python. I have used the PyCharm interpreter to use it to produce to uh, do the graphings. So there are so many libraries we have for the Python, like matplotlib and all that, numpy, so we can easily plot the graphs and the way we need it. So some of the social media also spread awareness and collect individual sentimental values which are used to design the model. So that kind of data also we need. So we have different kind of data we can collect and we can use it for the future purpose. So the model, main thing is a model. So how model behaves. So the most unique model which is suitable for the corona tracker is SEIR model, which stands for dynamic sustainable exposed infectious population resistant. So there are other curve fitting model as well, like IHME for the health matrix evaluation, which shows the spreading of virus in different regions on the countries. So the SER model is also known as hierarchical model, and which predicts by affected people population and the underlying variables for the transmission of the disease. And the third is will it be a real time or post hoc or hybrid? So which kind of model we are using here? So the corona trackers is nothing but the prediction, right? It predicts the result by collecting past data and creating graphs and predict the future from the past graphs analysis. So if you need the future prediction, also needs the past data, which is post hoc. So we also need to analyze some current situation and also differentiate both past and current scenario percentage of increase or decrease. So for that we need real-time data as well and post-hoc data as well. So it may be hybrid kind of model as well. I believe that corona tracker is also using the real-time data to define which scenario is working effectively, like self-isolation or 100% lockdown or disease impact according to the population density. So how this parameter or instruction to be displayed. Okay, so corona tracker graphs are that motion graphs are easily be interpreted, right? So that uses the instruction on the graph itself. So here in the this is a motion graph actually, but I have just used the screenshot of it. In the top of it you can, sorry, in the top of it you can say something is there, right? So that something is the instruction. It shows I also printed that information in my simulation console. Here you can see that at particular time, like 102 is healthy, some is infected, some immune, some in treatment, some death. Okay, so that all total people get sick is on this timeline. Okay, So that I'm also printing in console, and you can see from there as well. But the graph shows us there is some difference. At some time it graphs is increasing, sometimes it's decreasing, because in the starting of the coronavirus is just infected so many people at start. Then after we took some precautions like isolation, then 100% lockdown, and after some 70% lockdown, something like that. So after that the impact of infected people are started reducing. So if you see this motion graph, then you will identify that at some point, which point that graph is started to reduce with the infected people. And will sound be utilized in? No, because corona tracker is more over a visualization effect, and I didn't fail to give any importance to sound, so I didn't utilize any sound with it. So reasoning why for any decision you have made any statistic? Yes, I guess, because as I told that the graph are itself doing some analysis, right? So the graph I have created is visually very easy to analyze, and so I have conducted something from that graph is that there is a less rate of spread of virus when the population density is low, and the vice versa. If the population density is high, then the rate of spread the virus is high. And there is a smaller number of people affected in 100% lockdown compared to the self-isolation, because you can say that people maybe don't take this virus seriously and don't maintain for social distancing and to reduce, and it results in the increasing of the affected people. And the people affected with the wearing mask are less affected compared to the people who are roaming without mask. So they're not only dangerous to others but themselves as well. So they need to take care of that. This is what I have concluded. Thank you.